Hi, it's the international song lyricist Paul Robert Thomas, London born and bred, wishing to tell you about a new album by Les Balls or Balls. I'm the song lyricist for Les Balls or Balls. The music is composed and written by the great Paul Odiase, who now resides in Switzerland. And together we're called Les Balls or Balls because we're both called Paul. The Pauls is like French, you know what I mean? Anyway, our new album will be called Les Balls or Balls Greatest Hits Vol.2. That will be released on the 17th of April 2020, which is 10 days from now. So today is obviously the 7th of April 2020, by the great Studio Cities, Unlimited Sounds Publishing and Distribution LLC, 17th of April, and the album will contain 21 tracks. 21 tracks? Yes, because it's a purely digital release that will be available in all download stores worldwide across the great internet. But I should mention that the album is basically songs from two previous albums, Scared of America Volume 1 and American Landscape, Scared of America Volume 2. And the songs chronicle the history of the USA, not particularly the lighter side of the history. Deals with many things, many subjects, but more pertinently is being released at the time that Bob Dylan has released his controversial song called Murder Most Foul, which is about the conspiracy surrounding the assassination of John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the USA. And quite surprisingly and shockingly, many of today's youth don't know about the assassination. More shocking and more sad is that many of today's youth worldwide don't even know about the Holocaust. But that's just another subject and for another day. As I said, I'm a song lyricist working with bands and artists the world over, releasing songs. I was born and bred and brought up in the UK, where I worked outside the Roundhouse, a famous music venue, selling hot dogs. I met Andy Warhol and spoke to him, and met many stars in my previous occupation was that of a London bobby with a funny hat, pounding the streets of London. And I've met many people, from presidents, royalty, film stars, pop stars. I now live in the promised land. No, not Los Angeles. I know many of you might think of Los Angeles as being the promised land. It's not. Here, and it continues. I work at a foreign embassy here, and almost daily I meet famous people, and I in fact toured the country with a royal princess on 4 different occasions as part of her entourage. So famous people don't, they're just people. Anyway, to get back to the album, the first track on our soon-to-be released album is called Scared of America, which coincidentally was released, I think, on the day that Donald Trump became president of the United States of America. And it's just coincidental. I mean, obviously it wasn't written on the same day. It was written sometime before. But the song is actually a tip of the hat tribute to the wonderful, late and great David Bowie, who released a song called I'm Scared of Americans in 1997. But I can tell you, this volume of work is some of our best work, and it's I think it's amazing. I'm not being biased at all, but really it is. And so thanks to UL Sounds in the USA. You might not have heard of me, but you've most probably heard of my songs. Certainly in the USA, if you go shopping and go to stores, many of our songs were licensed to play as background music in stores. Also, last Christmas and the Christmas before, and it will be next Christmas and the Christmas thereafter, our song Christmas Time With You, which was written with Michigan's great Angela Predholm, opens the Hallmark Movie Channel's film starring Alyssa Witt and Colin Ferguson called Christmas on Honeysuckle Lane. It's a lovely song, actually. And in the UK, I recently wrote a number of songs with all different artists worldwide for Sir Cliff Richard, if you've heard of him. And after this release by United Limited Sounds, our next album, which I am also working on with As List Walls of Pauls, and it should be completed in who knows when, hopefully soon. It's an album called Belief. And the first song on the album is one of the songs we wrote for Sir Cliff Richard. But you can check it all out at www.paullyrics.com. www.paullyrics.com. That's my site where all my work is. You can read about my meeting with Andy Warhol. You can read the letter that Robert Johnson's grandson wrote, the late great Robert Johnson, the blues singer, wrote to me about a song of ours. You can also read a letter to me from Buckingham Palace. And there's also obviously lots of songs, articles, my bio is there, my real bio is there, called Just a Chalk Farm Lad. And I recommend checking it out. So anyway, I must end there. This is supposed to be short and sweet. That was a bell. Time's up. So, thank you very much. Check out the album. 17th of April, 2020. Les Pauls are Paul's greatest hits. Les Pauls are Paul's is, as I said, myself and the great Paul Odiase. And you can also check us out on Facebook, www.facebook.com. Les Pauls are Paul's, one word. And thank you very much. I wish you the best of health. Stay healthy, stay indoors, and listen to music. Great advice. All the best. Bye.